This is going to be the most important video you'll need to play the next few weeks of this mega alt season. Whatever you do, make sure you watch it fully. I'm going to tell you why I think we're basically in the end game now, and I'm going to tell you how big this alt season will get. Then finally, together, we're going to discuss our exit plan. Before we start, nothing here is financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. Your portfolio is your responsibility. So first, I'm going to address this tweet I made on X. I think a lot of people got a bit scared by this, so let's dive deeper into what I meant by this tweet. What we saw last night with Bitcoin wicking $10,000 on the daily and having this amount of liquidations in a single day is the sort of thing we see towards the end of cycles. I was about to go sleep last night and I was watching this price action. The first thing that came into my mind was early 2021. Alarm bells were ringing in my head. And to give you some context as to how crazy yesterday was, the value of liquidations was bigger than the August 5th crash. That's how bad it was. Typically in cycles, when we see this amount of leverage and we see the market heating up in this manner, it's an indication that you need to be on your toes and thinking about how you're going to exit. Any of you watching who were here in early 2021 will know what I'm talking about. I've been making videos calling for a full-blown alt season way earlier than what the majority of people were expecting. I was calling for an accelerated alt season, and with each video I'm making, the evidence for that just keeps on building. First, we had the Ethereum Bitcoin shift in market structure. Second, we had XRP go on a moon mission. And third, we're now getting insane volatility on Bitcoin now as well. This is the biggest liquidation day that we had this entire cycle. Nobody can say to me that things aren't really heating up. And then there's the second thing. When that Bitcoin flash crash happened, altcoins barely even moved. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Unless Bitcoin rugs again, I don't see how all of this isn't a canary in the coal mine for a massively fast alt season to take place right now. And that's exactly what I mean by the beginning of the end. People want alt seasons, and then when you tell them it's going to end in a violent crash, they don't want to accept it. They want their cake and they want to eat it too. And for any of those people, I want you to show me on this chart one time where we had an alt season that didn't end in a massive crash. You can't find one. We get massive crashes, aka we get the end, because alt season took place. Alt season happening is basically people FOMO buying into anything. They'll even FOMO into completely dead projects with no regard for risk management. They purely focus on making money and playing the pumps, and that sort of behavior in markets is not sustainable. And that's what I mean when I say we're going to likely enter the thrill stage of alt season if Bitcoin does not rug. So far, we haven't seen anything too crazy across the board for altcoins except XRP. But in the thrill stage, everyone will be making so much money. Now, we'll discuss cycle timing and when we take profit during the next few weeks and this cycle in just a moment. But just with the people in the comments who are going to see the title and start getting upset. Timing-wise, ETH, BTC, XRP, and the huge liquidations that we're seeing, all of these things over here, are clear signs that the market is really heating up and this sort of stuff isn't sustainable for a long period of time. Price-wise, however, and this is what people don't understand, all the big gains come right at the end and they are yet to come. So timing-wise, the next few weeks and months, we've got to be sharp and on our toes. Gains-wise and profits-wise, we can expect big profits and big gains to come very, very fast now. So you can see there's a nuance to these things. These two things do not mean the same thing. Timing-wise, we're late in the cycle. I've been buying since January 2023, which is almost 2 years now. But gains-wise and profits-wise, we're not late because all of that comes at the end. And I'll elaborate more on how this plays out regarding my twin alt season theory, where we get 2 alt seasons, when I discuss how to take profit. Now let's discuss how big this alt season can get. To do that, let's take a look at Ethereum. Even if you don't hold Ethereum, you need it to pump. Whilst I was creating this video, Ethereum just broke past 4K, and you've heard me talking about ETH for weeks now and how it's going to lead us during this season. So I think out of nowhere, Ethereum can pull a 2K weekly candle, teleporting it to 6K. I think a lot of people are severely underestimating Ethereum and its potential. If Bitcoin goes to say 200K and ETH BTC goes to 0.05, so Ethereum is 5% of the price of Bitcoin, the Ethereum price would be 10K. And that would be a horrible scenario. If we can get even close to the 2021 Ethereum Bitcoin all-time high, Getting to this range high with a 200k Bitcoin would be insane. You're talking a 15k Ethereum. And I know that sounds crazy given how garbage Ethereum has been this entire cycle, but that's the exact sort of mass thinking that allowed XRP to 5x. I think Ethereum really can surprise all of us. Even if we only get 10k, that would be a mega alt season in my opinion. That would create such a wealth effect. It would drag up almost every altcoin with it. It's up to you to think about where Bitcoin might top out and where ETH BTC will go this cycle. No one has any real idea, but these are the facts. 0.05 seems like a minimum at this point to me. And in every one of these scenarios, we should make a lot of money. Of course, ETH beyond 10k is when we start making ludicrous money. But the point of this table is to highlight how cheap ETH BTC is and the potential that Ethereum still has. Remember, as I said, ETH will dictate how rich you get, even if you don't hold Ethereum or any related tokens. I'm praying that we get a 10k plus ETH. I also think base chain and base altcoins will do really well off the back of Ethereum pulling a 50% weekly candle. And when that comes, you know it's game on, and you must be thinking about how you're going to intelligently exit this cycle. Now let's talk about altcoins and how we should be playing this alt season. I'm going to give you 3 keywords to focus on. Under-owned assets. My biggest profits this cycle have come from holding stuff that a lot of people don't hold. STX and Beam during summer of 2023. Ondo at 15 cents. Degen down over here. Even Bonk up until recently, no one cared about it at the 1800s. We as a community need to focus on diverging away from YouTube retail and the things that they hold. Recently, I made a gaming call in premium and it almost doubled in price. So make sure you join premium because these sorts of under-owned coins is what I'm on the hunt for, and they can give the biggest of gains. When I call Degen over here in premium, people on YouTube ask me later, why didn't you at least bring it to us over here so we could have gotten a fast 3x as well and it was on our radar. So I'm waiting for this gaming coin to cool off a bit first. It really is an amazing play. Everyone on crypto YouTube is sleeping on it, and sooner or later the secret is going to get out. Hopefully it gives a trend retest and a pullback, and then I'll include it in my gaming video. That's why I haven't made that video yet. Now let's talk about how we're going to take profit in the next few weeks and this cycle, and everything I said regarding Ethereum and alt season. The thing that makes it so hard to think about and play is, what if the Trump inauguration becomes a massive sell the news event? There's only about 6 weeks left to that now, so an acceleration really is looking likely, especially with Ethereum strength. Obviously, who knows if Bitcoin is going to rug, but that does mean that we need to plan the next 6 weeks minimum and then think about how to play the rest of the cycle. So this is scenario 1 in my book. We rally hard into the Trump inauguration, and then we have insane volatility around those days, and then we sell off immediately after. And for months on end, it becomes a repeat of what we had during summer of 2024. And then we get a second alt season sometime in late 2025. This scenario is exactly what happened in 2021, except the first alt season comes a lot sooner this time around. The second scenario is the market shrugs off the Trump inauguration. Maybe it dips a little, but then the market, because it's so strong, it just keeps going, and we get that first alt season in line with the normal 4-year cycle, which would end in around April or May of 2025. And then we get a nasty, huge correction and crash. We get, again, a boring summer, and then we get our second alt season in October, November of 2025, just like in 2021. Now, you might be thinking, why am I obsessed with this twin alt season theory? And that's because it happened in the last 2 cycles. In 2017, it's hard to see on the chart, but we got a 62% correction. This correction was a lot shorter than 2021, of course. Every cycle is slightly different, but structurally, it makes sense. And all of these patterns that you see, remember, it's still the same emotional, irrational people who are trading these markets back then and now as well. Think with me for a moment and you'll see it makes sense. You get the first alt season, a bunch of new retail comes in, they make a crazy amount of money very fast, and then they lose it. The market wipes out a ton of people, it punishes leverage traders, and everyone gets burned. It tricks people into thinking the cycle's over down at the bottom, and then we run out of sellers. And then it runs it back up, and all of those people who got burned over here and sold the bottom Remember how much money they made during this leg of the market. They think to themselves, wait, I was wrong. This isn't the bear market. We're not going down here. I need to buy back in. It really was just a correction. I need to get back in ASAP. And then the second leg rose through that FOMO. Nobody knows exactly how it's going to play out this time. But let me tell you something right now. I'm already preparing for when to sell. I sent this DM out to a large sample of people. When I see that all of these guys are making way too much money, I'm going to make a video telling you it's time to be thinking of getting out. So you must subscribe now with notifications on so you don't miss that video on that signal. It could mean the difference between wasting an entire cycle or making the most of it. And regarding these two scenarios, there's infinite scenarios to contend with. And that's why you use the silver bullet trend loss strategy, which I shared in this video. But I know you're probably going to ask me, which one of these two do you think is more likely? The way to figure that out will be to see the signals that appear. For example, if it's January and the market hasn't really done anything, I likely won't sell. If it's January and people are sending me love letters and poems like this, I'm 100% going to start selling. So it all depends on how much money people are actually making in January. That's going to let us know if we need to be selling. Also, trend loss. If we see people making insane gains and we get trend loss, that's a major warning sign. Because as the market starts rolling over, those people will panic about losing all their gains and they'll sell. So make sure you stay locked into this market, my YouTube channel, and most importantly, your own portfolio. Make sure you have a daily routine to check all of your coins and your charts. I left this video because I think people are really going to need it. Make sure you join Premium, get early access to any altcoins I buy, and importantly, you'll have a place to discuss the altcoins you're currently holding with my team and gain feedback on them. You can go through the Vouch channel in the Discord and see what real people have to say. If you want to pay via crypto, go to the crypto payment channel and open a ticket over here. Thanks for watching.